3D 5-dimensional split, and how it's going to look. So my name is Lisa Phillips. I am a healer. I heal myself, mostly family members, and anyone on the public who sees this and wants to come. It is, I use angelic healing, Christ healing, and these are the entities that step forward for my healings. They work through me, through my hands, to heal on an emotional, physical level. Some examples of that is someone's having boyfriend trouble and they just want to have clarity on if this is the right one. So I'll channel the angels and my guides and their ancestors and see what they have to say and what guidance they give, as well as doing any healing if it's coming from a place of hurt, lack of trust. And you can heal that on an energetic level. It's like super easy, you know? Sometimes doing the healing through other means can be a little bit longer, but this one just sort of heals exactly what that heart issue is, and we go from there. Or physical, for instance, you know, my mom was in pain and she was like, does anyone have a painkiller? And no one did, but I did a session that was, 5 minutes on her, and her pain went from a 7 to a -1 in her legs, and then it was continuously healing for after that. So that's the physical healing. So they work through me. Everyone has this ability. When I found out that this was actually a real thing, I followed up on it, and I love it because my energy reaches out, touches you, and engulfs you. You know it's real. You know it's my energy. You know it's my soul coming through, touching yours in a very beautiful way for healing purposes, because that's what I'm here for. And that's it. And so also through that, I'm also just curious, and I have been studying this Ascension process and found out what's going on. The way that most guides work is that they don't necessarily tell you everything. They just tell you enough for you. And so I do my research because I'm just curious, like, well, no, what's going to happen? Da, 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 da. And they're like, Lisa, let go and control and just go and flow. I get it. That's a higher elevated consciousness. But I'm still curious, and I'm still a scholar at my heart, and I'm still genuinely open-minded, and I want to know all the secrets of the cosmos. So I did some research, and then they just confirmed, yep, what you heard was true. So I've been, so my guides led me to, spirit guides led me to Laura Whitworth, who's on YouTube, maybe only 2,000 subscribers, but she does this quantum healing, which is this level of hypnosis that gets to a very deep fundamental level where guides will come through and start explaining this. And ever since last September, she knew about this. I knew the split was coming, didn't know exactly what day. She knew the dates and the time. So she's someone to look at hours and hours of videos. Sometimes it's a little hard to get through because she talks at the beginning and end, but that's where this comes from. I channeled on it. Was this truth? I didn't even need to channel. I knew it as soon as I heard it, because it actually matched in my head what I thought when I found out a few years ago when I was studying sacred geometry that there was going to be a split. We were going to awaken and shift up. I was just like, okay, so are we going to walk down the street and then all of a sudden two people walk, but if you're at one lower vibration, you walk to the left and you keep walking in this dimension, and then there's a split and I keep walking in this dimension if I'm high vibrational? And actually, yes, that's literally what's going to happen. So basically when I told a friend, he said, oh, so it's like this is the end. You know that really hilarious movie about like the Rapture? I don't use that term because that's very religious, and I find that that's a limiting idea of it because it's much bigger than that. It's galactic, there's aliens, there's ships surrounding the planet. It's a lot bigger if you're in the spiritual community. In the religious community, they're like, it's just this from the Bible. Like, no, that's only one small piece. That's not everything, right? Don't close yourself off to the truth because it's not in there. And so when I described it, they're like, yeah, it's like that. I was like, yeah, basically. Sort of, kind of, no, but a little bit. So this is what's going to happen for those who are curious and wondering what this ascension process is looking like. And what I know is that I vibrate at a very high frequency, and the people who are meant to read this and the people who are attracted and want to know the message, if they ask the question, their spirits will guide them here to get the answers on what the heck is going on in 2020 and what the ascension process is going to look like, right? And it's going to be people most likely in my tribe, because sometimes you need someone who looks like you to give these answers so you can trust it a little bit easier for your spirits and soul's sake. So what is going to happen is right now on this earth, beautiful Gaia, 3D and 5D are like this, and as they're supposed to be. They're all on this one earth. All these different timelines are collapsing. All these different densities are here. And it cannot stay like this because that was never the point. And what is going to happen? There's going to be a pulse, a wave that has already been sent from Source, the central sun, to this earth It's going to be a wave of love like you've never, ever felt before. It's going to be energetically so powerful. It's going to cut through all the darkness, the evil forces. I'm just going to call them the evil. You know, the reptilians. If you're in the spiritual community, you should have heard of that. You know, they're always part of it. Every single planet you go to, and Source is tired. Just tired. And a wave of love is going to come on this planet, and it's going to be so powerful. It's going to get rid of the grids. Right now, there's millions of ships, like starships, that are here to help us when this happens. The shift takes place. Maybe November, maybe December. They said November, but I found with my angels, they might say a week, but it takes like 5 weeks. And like, it eventually happens, but their timing can be off, right? So they said November, but you got to understand, it's a higher dimension. They don't deal with time, so it can be a lot later, but it's always happens. It's always on time. It always comes. You know, and like right now, there is a grid that covers everybody's eyes from knowing that there are thousands of starships, hundreds of thousands of starships surrounding our planet right now who are waiting for that light to come. It's going to destroy the grids that makes it so you can't see these starships, and they're going to come down. And for those of the high frequency who can resonate, it's either you're at the frequency or you're high vibrational, meaning you're of love, of light, of service, of unity, of one. Doesn't mean you're perfect, but it means you're working, and you don't just believe that only the 3D is what you see, that you know there's a higher power and source, and that you're supported. It's a completely different energy field. That wave is going to come, and when it comes, all these grids that these dark forces have put around the earth to keep people trapped in a reincarnation cycle will disappear for that moment. Strong enough, and it has already been sent. It is on its way. And they said November. Just like I said, just know in time when it speaks to the higher realms. It can be but I don't know. They said this like today, so it might be November. And when that happens, that pulse of light, those are of the highest frequency. Those grids will come down. Those of the highest frequency will be lifted up. Now, it won't be that they'll be into these ships to help them, as the new earth will shed. So Gaia will shed her 3D, like a snake sheds a skin, she will shed her third dimensional self. So it'll still be here, right? But Gaia, it'll be the skin. It'll be the shedding. Gaia goes to the fifth dimension. And as much as I would love to sit here and show people, like, there's a way we can do this, you can do this, you have it in it, you're so special, and I'd want to stay and help those who sees what happens and realize they're too late because they never believed and didn't have the faith. As much as I'd want to help them, I'm telling you now, I go where Gaia goes. And here's why. Gaia, the earth, is the reason why even in the days I didn't have faith, like in religion, or I can look outside and look at the beauty of the sun, look at the animals, look at the beauty and the love of the animals, see the love of my family. Just Gaia, and look outside, just see the earth, and of course there's a God. Look at this. Look at the beaches, look at the mountains, look at the blue, look at the forests. Of course there's Gaia. Even if you're not religious, like spirituality and higher evolutionists is in every tree branch that works so interconnectedly in this beautiful system. Of course. So during meditation 2 days ago, so I'm working on my clairvoyant skills, so I do a meditation to open it up. So I get brief images, and I'm like, no, spirit guides, I want a whole camera roll. So that's what we're working on. And I'm actually very happy with the work I've been doing, with the healing I do with myself with the angels, as well as the basically, if you want to try this at home, Melly Beckler, I follow her meditations. You want to look her up, she's askangels.com. You open up your heart light, you send it up into your third eye. Your third eye will start tingling, and from there you just concentrate. She plays music, and she has you listen to the music, so you're receiving input through your third eye. You can actually feel the notes vibrating, and what you're doing is acculturating your third eye physically, because I already done the angelic healing, which is on the energetic and spiritual plane, physically, to be aware, conscious, and receiving information. So when I do these things, I can get more images, and I'm happy. So 2 days ago, I asked Gaia in one of these sessions, because it's primed, to send her a picture. And the picture she showed me, and this is why she's leaving. And I didn't realize it when I saw the picture a few days ago, but when I heard what I heard today, I understood why. When I saw an image, beautiful, slender black woman, just like in a loincloth and like a little something over her breast. Skin color, sort of like mine, just glowing with vitality. She had a big stomach that was open, pregnant. So, and then beautiful. And then all I noticed is that her mouth, she had teeth missing, like a whole row of teeth, and they were on the side. But just so beautiful. And if I had said two words, it was vitality and birth, right? The earth, Gaia, vitality and birth. And I was like, why her teeth? I just, assumed everything would be perfect. And when I heard what I heard today, when she's saying, Gaia's not going to be in that shed skin of the third density. Gaia's going to be on the fifth density. She said no more. And that's when it hit me, and I got the download, the intuitive hit. Oh, her not having the teeth was a physical representation of all the damage. She's so strong, but the damage is starting to get to her. The damage that we do to this earth, the low vibration, the pain, the sewage, the lack of climate care, all of that is getting to her. And that's why at this moment she says no more. It was already written, but no more. She's done. And she's done. And she's done. She can only withstand so much. So right now 3D and 5D is like this. 3D and 5D is going to split when that light comes. This will be a shedding. This is the 3D. This will shed. So it'll still be there. It'll be a dimension, but it's going to be a dimension without Gaia. There's not going to be, and it's so the mass extinctions this earth has seen, to the people who are left in that consciousness, the trees won't be growing anymore. There won't be new sources. There won't be any vitality. There won't be anything growing anymore. Her spirit's going to be gone. She who gives life to this earth is going to be gone. And for that reason alone, as much as I'd love to go and like maybe stay and help and see who I can heal and help for those who are ready, I can't be without Gaia. Like, I'm sorry. And so when that light comes, there's going to be this big shift, and it's going to be at that time, because this has already been written. There's no time in 5D. 4D's time, 5D's not. Those people are going to see, because they had the free will to choose what vibration level. If they were going to be in fear, doubt, depression, anxiety, or if they were going to heal themselves so they can rise above it. They will see. It'll be like this is the end. Like they might seem like, what, are these people flying up into the earth, into ships? And it won't necessarily be that. It'll be like the third dimension will be falling away. It'll be an imprint. Gaia stays with the fifth dimension. I'm staying with the fifth. I'm sorry. Gaia goes, I go. Beautiful black woman. Shoo. So it's going to look like that. But it'll be at that moment that they realize, just like in This in the End, the movie, they're like, what? This is true? And it's too late for me for this time. There's going to be another time for you to learn your lessons, vibrate higher, and go. Now it's going to be without Gaia. It's going to be with the darkness ruling, just outright ruling. But the thing is, they will no longer be able to. The darkness fed off of the fear of innocence. They don't care about the fear of the low vibrational. They don't get sustenance from that. It doesn't taste good. But someone who is a high vibrational being, or a child being in fear and pain, that is sustenance for the dark. And they said you are no longer going to get to feed. So it's going to be a whole universal shift. And even though this is a dual dimension, light and dark, what is going to happen is it's only going to be dark. They're going to separate the light and the dark. We are going to see some things in the next 6 weeks that are going to catalyze this, a civil war. People are going to choose who they want to be. Do you want to be in the dark? Are you going to be fighting and trying to kill? Are you going to be beating people up to get their food? Are you going to be doing any of that? Or are you going to be the one who helps, the one that stays away, the one that stays centered, the one that says, this government's not worth me and my kids going out there and risking ourselves, right? Because this is man-made. I have a bigger source. So you're going to all make a choice. And right now they're like, you just stay high vibrational. Do things that make you laugh. Do things. Don't watch the news all day if it brings you down. At the end of the day, It's going to be one flashpoint. You're either high vibe because you've done what it takes to make sure you're in happiness and joy and love, or you haven't. Now I'm going to do some magical things on my end. I'm going to burn some candles for my friends and family with a blanket of protection and the prayer that they get through this very easily and gracefully. And at the end of the day, it's their choice on where they're going to stay. My assistants will help. My assistants will, give their spirit guides like the extra little bit of energy to like try to get through to them to be happier or more settled and not low vibrational or out of depression or whatever it might be, or abuse or whatever it is. But it's ultimately their choice. But from what the guides are saying when I was watching Laura was, and like I said, my spirit guides and ancestors confirm this. It's going to be so obvious that this was real, what we said was true, and this is their reality now. That it'll give them the chance to wake up to what was true, because they're going to see alien starships in the sky, and then we're going to be gone, and they won't get picked up because they weren't at the right vibration. But they'll see people who were vibrating high all around them, and kids. They'll see them all ascend. Okay? I don't even know if there'll be any new kids on the new Earth, no Gaia, but they don't tell me everything. So they will wake up. They will know this was the truth. It'll give them the opportunity to keep that truth and work towards being a better person. But the darkness will rule, as they already are doing, but without the light, without Gaia, without the high vibrational light workers who may be that, there's like that guy who's like an angel who helps the kids at the right time. Like that person will be gone. Those high vibrational beings that can help those who are not vibrating at high, you're going to be on your own. It'll have to be yours, and you're going to have to learn the lesson. I don't know, maybe it'll be another friggin' 20,000 years. You know what I mean? On one hand, I get a little sad for those who, I can't force people to understand that spirituality is real. Everything I'm saying is real and true, because they've made it so I sound crazy, and they don't. You try to tell people this, they're like, girl, that ain't real. You're looking like, you know what I mean? You can't, and you realize I can't tell them anything. So you do get sad, because it's going to be really nice people you really like, who aren't going to make it. And where they're going to be stuck in this reality, when it splits, is going to be a reality I would not wish on anyone. So that is sort of the physically. They actually gave us dates. They said November. The pulse has already been sent. All the stuff going on in the sky, that's what's going on. You're going to see ships. Stay high vibrational. Now, I've been getting beautiful glimpses and images of what we're going into. All of your psychic or spiritual gifts, telepathy, telekinesis, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience. You'll be able to do all of that. Float, fly, levitate. You'll be at the higher dimension, closer to God, right? We all go back to one. That's amazing. Apparently there's going to be portals that are open, that have been closed because of the dark forces didn't want people to interfere, because they had control over Earth. This beautiful Earth. Yeah, they closed the portal. Anunnaki and the reptilians. Always the reptilians. And there's going to be portals where you can go all over the galaxy. So there's different planets, different dimensions you can walk into just with a thought and going over a bridge, where it's like, hey, and this is for me, they need help here to raise their vibration. Can you go help? Right? They need someone with your skills and abilities. So on the new Earth, it's going to be a new frontier to be rebuilt, to be made in a new image, but at a higher vibratory level, where the lower vibrations just cannot exist. And the ability to go to other galaxies and planets and help out. Now, in my dreams, I've seen these other galaxies and planets. And it's why I'm working so hard on my clairvoyance, because I'm like, I want to see these other life forms that my other self. Like, I can channel and ask questions about it and get answers. But there's nothing like seeing, right? That's like watching a movie. And that's the level of clairvoyance I work on daily. And it's coming in, so I'm very happy about that. So that is... So on one hand, as like all this oneness and unity, like sounds a little boring, but when you add to it service, entrance to the entire galaxy, not needing food, not needing money. It's not about money. It's about you having gifts I don't need to bring my gold with me. I don't need to bring anything with me. You can look and appear any way you want to. It's really going to be fantastical. Really, the idea of the earth and being able to pioneer a new earth, and also to be able to take my gifts and ability and go assist any other galaxy or planet that needs the help. That, more so than anything, is what makes me go, oh, I definitely got to go to New Earth. As much as the nice, wonderful people here who are just simply not high enough and vibrational enough and haven't done the healing, who are going to stay here that I'd love to assist. Like, I'm not turning down this opportunity. Like, because you do a lot of stuff on the spirit level. But to have my ego mind Lisa, like, not as a spirit, but like as Lisa, seeing all this stuff with consciousness, I can't wait. So, that's what's going on. Everyone in the entire galaxy is looking at it, because this is really going to shift the whole vibration of the galaxy up when this lower dimension gets shutted off, because it's been anchoring the whole galaxy in this lower dimension, this density. A lot of lost souls are in this density who came to help, but they got caught in the 3D and they stay low vibrational or depressed or couldn't find the tools and skills to heal themselves. And it's not just depression, it's just, that's the obvious one, but like being in fear or anxiousness, anxiety and worry, not living in faith, trust, not happy, not doing things making happy, staying in abusive relations. All those things lower your vibration because they're very low vibrational emotions, right? And it takes healing and it takes self-awareness to get out of it. And a lot of people would rather do a lot of other things than examine the things causing them pain, which manifests itself in other ways, right? So as lovely as the people I'd want to help here, you just can't tell them. It has to come from inside. So I'm excited about what the new earth is going to bring. I'm excited about my role in it, just to be conscious as that, you know, versus like you forget it all when you're born here and you have to go back to remembrance. I'm going to put as much information on my channel out there for those who figure this out later and are looking for answers. I'm going to have a few, you know, to the literally I'm going to have an open letter to the third dimension, right? To the people trapped in this dimension, and you know, things they can do to stay in light and love, and that this isn't the last time, and to remember that they can always bring in the light. They can always ask for assistance from the angels, and give them tips that I did to get to the state where I am, where you can live a high vibrational life every day and wake up going, I love my life. I don't know about y'all, but you know, it's something you make and create, right? And creator, so are you. So that is what I heard. I hope it helps. I don't know. I don't know if everyone's curious. I am. This does go into, so in spirituality, you just have to understand angels are real, demons are real, Satan is real, Lucifer is real, like God is real, Christ is real. But if they're real, mermaids are real, merfolk are real, fairies are real, goblins are real, fae is real, every aliens are real, galactic beings. Of course, we're not the only ones on this planet. We're the lowest vibrational, but I've had many high vibrational beings communicate with me or channel with me because they were contracted to do so as my vibration and elevation and my development of my spiritual gifts ascended. You know, like, okay, you're at this level, we're going to help you take you here. And that's everyone. That's not just Lisa. It's just if you're doing the work to ascend. And it depends on how you're ascending, right? And through what modality. I just study my spiritual gifts. I practice my spiritual gifts. I do my angelic healings every single day. I do it for myself. I do it for my boyfriends. I do it for everybody. Like, everyone's getting healed if you're around Lisa. So with that constant healing of the soul, healing of the soul, healing of the gifts, unwrapping the layer every single day for years, you just get to a high vibrational place where you just don't get triggered. Like, whatever might have triggered, I've released that long ago. So now I can just look and be like, oh, who hurt you? That's sad. I'm not engaging. It's not worth it. My life's too good. And I'm not going to let you take me from my center. I'm not going to let you bring me down. It just ain't going to happen. So, yeah, that's it. I hope this helps for those who are super curious like I am. You can also check out Laura Whitworth's channel if you want. She has a ton of resources. I went through like all of them. and just, things that just confirmed what I was told when I asked questions about this process. So I am into preparedness and survival. So I'm like, if this does happen, whoever finds my house, you're going to be blessed. You're going to be really blessed. And I'm sure the angels are going to make sure that those who are trying to find the light but couldn't make it through the transition will find it, right? I am excited to go explore other galaxies. And, take that time to help where I can. And just be love and joy and maybe fifth dimensional hookups and marriages, So that's it. All right, talk to you guys later.